Hello everyone, in this video I will talk about something that a lot of realtors and as well as normal people that aren't in real estate are trying to do, which is to catch up. Now, in this video I'll specifically talk about how to catch up with your dream yourself, or how to catch up with other people in an environment that you are interested into. The first thing they need to do is to remove the side quests. Let's just say that you play a video game, alright? Let's just say that you play Grand Theft Auto 5 and the 6th one is going to air, whatever. In that video game, you have the main mission, which is to grab like Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, and then to go ahead and complete the game, to make more money, to steal things and stuff like that. Now, you have the main story, and then the author and as well as a game developer will add these side quests for you to accomplish, for them to have more playtime and for you to not be able to refund the game and to be able to keep you entertained for much longer. Now, in real estate, what you need to do is to avoid these side quests, and the reason why is because even in video games, they have nothing to do with the main story. If you do something that doesn't have anything to do with your goal and doesn't help you achieve that goal, then it is pointless to do it. And what you need to do is to simply stay focused on your main goal. And one more thing that you need to do is to only have one niche, so it will help one type of people. And for example, it will be only first-time homeowners. Then you have one system, then you have one team, then you have one platform, then you have one thing. So you become focused on only one thing, helping one type of people. This is what I mean. Like, you don't need to have your focus being in multiple things. And for example, let's just say that you have multiple buckets like this. Let's just say that you have 4 buckets now, and you just have like a bottle of water, which that one will be your energy. If you have this and you try to fill 4 buckets at the same time, it will take you so much longer than it is to only fill one at a time. And if you only fill one at a time, then it will be way easier for you to fill the other one. And since that you have a team, you can make them fill out the next bucket and the other one and the other one. So what you can do is to have a team, and one person or one team will fill your bucket and you fill the other one. So in short term, if you fill the first bucket and you divide your energy into one thing and one team and one platform and so on, you will be able to scale so much faster because you'll have a team that will help you fill the other buckets than it would for you to fill the all 4 buckets at the same time. So do you understand what I'm saying? You need to be dialed in and focused on one singular thing, and after that, after you see results and after you have the team in place and after you have the people in place, that's when you can scale it up and then fill the next buckets. But before then, you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then it is going to take you so much longer than it is to fill one, and in that time your opponent or your dream, you will be so much further ahead of you that you will not be able to compete with them and to catch up with them. And if you do this, then we'll have a way bigger chance for you to catch up to that ideal you or that opponent, that you will be able to use the next steps. Then what you need to do, the other step, is to learn more. So what this means is to pay someone to help you with the knowledge that you don't have at the moment. Because if you don't invest in yourself to get the knowledge and to try and to fail maybe, or to succeed on your own, nobody ever is going to pay you for you to learn. So if you don't pay someone to teach you, firstly, so you invest in yourself and invest in different tactics to get more people to get to deliver better to your clients, then that client will have no reason for them to pay you to not even be able to deliver, right? So what you need to do is to learn more from people that already are where you want to be. And one more thing that Alex Hermosi said was that if you lower your ego, and for example, if you are like 20 years old or 30 years old or 40 years old, and you go for someone at someone that is 70 or 80 years old in real estate, and you are like, you know way better than I do, can I learn from you? They'll be a lot more likely to explain it to you because we have this thing in our brain that will like it when someone will praise us. So if you do that, you'll be able to make them be interested in helping you. And especially because you tell them that they know better than you, they will not take you seriously enough for them to consider you their competition. So they will be more likely to help you. And if you do this, then you will know what things you should be making and what things you shouldn't be making, so that it will take way less time for you to catch up to your ideal you or your competition. The third thing that you need to do is to make fewer mistakes. Now, this is obviously way easier said than done, but what you can do, as said in the last step, is to ask someone that is way ahead of you to teach you what they have done and to learn from them, from their mistakes, on what didn't work, and implement what worked. And another thing that you can do is something that I am personally trying to do, is to think, would this action benefit me in 10 years now? Because every action has a consequence, then has a consequence, then has a consequence, right? So, for example, let's just say that you were drunk and you got into a car and then you drove. Like you drove for like 140 miles an hour. Obviously, the consequence will be that you will crash. Then the consequence of that will be that you maybe crashed into someone. Then the consequence of that, you maybe injured yourself. And then that you maybe injured the other person. And that maybe that you are going into a hospital. And then maybe that you will have a huge bill to pay. Then maybe that you will have longer time to recover, and then maybe that you'll be paralyzed, so each action has many different consequences after that. So you need to think ahead of time and to think in longer term, and I'm not talking like 1 week, 1 month from now. I'm talking 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, if that action will benefit you. If it doesn't, then don't do it. It's pointless. And this is something that I'm also trying to implement, right? So what I mean by this is, would going for this person or would working with this company or investing in this system benefit me in the longer term, in 10 years, in 20 years, in a year? Would this benefit me if I am going to work with this company, if I am going to listen to this? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself in order for you to make way fewer mistakes down the line. The fourth thing is that you need to have bigger goals, right? So, for example, if you are to set yourself at a goal of $10,000 a month, you will hit it, obviously. But at the same time, you could set your goal to being at $100,000 a month or $1 million a month. And what this happens is that you will take way more action, you will work way harder, you will work way smarter for you to achieve that goal. So for example, if a realtor ahead of you has a goal of getting to like 10 sellers a month, have a goal to go to 20 sellers a month. What this will happen is that you work way harder, way smarter, and way better than the other realtor for you to achieve your goal. So what this will happen is that, again, it will shorten the range between the gap between you and then the ideal you or the ideal realtor or your competition. So you need to have way bigger goals than you normally would. Because even with myself, at the start, I made my goal when I first started this company was to make $1,000 a month. Then in about 1 or 2 months, I made that amount of dollars per month. Then I set my goal to make $5,000. I made in like 1 or 2 months, 3 months, maybe I don't really remember, $5K a month. Then what I did was to have $10K a month. But instead what I did was to make my goal 2 times bigger. So $20,000. If you have bigger goals, well, you'll have way more motivation and way more discipline for you to work way smarter, way harder, way better than if you had a way smaller goal, right? So this is what I'm trying to point out, is that you need to have huge goals, way bigger goals than your ideal yourself would, or your ideal realtor would, or your competition would. Because if you do that, then you will get to that goal eventually. And that is obviously if you work enough. The fifth thing is that you need to take action. Now, I don't mean take action like call 10 leads, call 100 leads, call 200 leads a day. What I mean by take action is that you need to engage in high leverage activities. Now, what this means is that you need to grow your business, not to work in your business. So what this means is that you need to hire a team for them to follow up with your leads, for them to have an ad system for you, for them to create automations for you, for them to call more people and to turn them into leads and eventually appointments, and then you will take them to become sellers. But what you will do is to get that team. That's a high leverage activity, not to do what the team would do, like call the leads. That's a low leverage activity. So we need to do high leverage again. So you need to grow the business, not work in your business. That's the difference. The sixth thing that you need to do is to show up. So what show up means is that you need to do the same activity consistently, no matter the results. So for example, if you started doing content, obviously in the first days or even weeks or even months, you will see zero results. But after that, if you consistently start showing up, it is impossible for the YouTube algorithm not to promote your videos even more and get more impressions and get more reach and get more engagement, get more views. It is impossible. So if you keep doing what you are doing and you are showing up and if you are doing content, it doesn't matter, you will eventually have results, great results. And one quote I have for you guys is that on a day, if you have 10% of your daily energy, but you give 10%, you will give 100% of you, right? So even if you have zero energy, or if you have one energy and you give that one energy towards something, you will give 100% of what you are capable of doing. And that is way better than being 100% at your normal level and giving 50%, because people will know that you've tried your best, and guess what, you'll get better results if you do that. And one more thing that I've seen is that even for me in the past was that after I've got to see the results, I for some reason stopped showing up. And this is something that you need to not do. So what you need to do is to keep showing up regardless of the results. If they are good results, if they are bad results, doesn't matter. You need to keep showing up because the results will be exponential. And as you can see, this is the content, the progression, and this is the improvements chart. So as you can see, at the start, you will not see results, and this is normal. But after a while, what will happen is that it will drastically increase. So as the time goes on, your results will also go up if you wait a certain amount of time. So obviously here will be like first month, second month, third, fourth, and then fifth, and you can see that it goes up. Now this is obviously if you do the thing that you need to do consistently. And consistently, I mean every day. If you do the same activity for 3 or 4 months or 5 months or a year, it is impossible for you to not see great results. It is impossible. You will see great results if you consistently do the same thing every day. And the seventh and the last tip is that you need to isolate asymmetry, right? So what this means is that you need to do one thing and then have a huge impact. So for example, one will be content. So you are doing one piece of content and then it will reach an infinite amount of people because it keeps getting more and more people. So for example, it will be 1 to 600 impressions, or 1 to 1000 impressions, or 1 to 10,000 impressions, or 1 to 100 people, or 100,000 impressions. And this will keep on growing as the time goes on. So what this means is that you do one thing and get a huge amount of backlash, if you will. So you do one thing and then you get 100,000 impressions. This is an asymmetry. And for example, another one would be when you grab like a ghost pepper, right? And if you just cut like the tiny piece, so for example, it'll be like this, and if you cut this piece right here, this small piece, that will burn you. You'll be so incredibly hot, they will cause you pain. This is what I mean by asymmetry. Like you do one small thing and you get a huge amount of backlash. And one more thing is even with cold calling, like if you do one cold calling, you'll reach one person at a time, so you'll be 1 to 1. But if you have a team, it will be 1 to how many employees you have, 1 to 5, and each of those people will grab more people, so it'll be 1 to 5 to 5, right? So this is what I mean. And if you grab someone to do the hiring for you, it will be 1 to 1 to 5 to 5. will be, right? So this is what I mean. So in this video I covered exactly how you can get from here to here at your dream yourself, or your ideal realtor, or your dream, basically your goal. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.